Well, guys, you know how we thought we was gonna, just get away from the small blemish we have in this hood now. Like somewhere in here. I say somewhere in here because, I can't remember exactly where it is, but it does have a little tiny one, like right here-ish. I tried to peg it back down, and we said, you know what? We're going to jazz this puppy up. We're going to get a different aftermarket fiberglass hood. Good way to go, right? Well, let me just show you. So this is the underneath of it. Looks good, right? Yep, sure does. Now, looky there. Now I actually just bought the silver paint. We're putting the silver back on this because I think it needs it. This is a Daytona IROC hood, and I actually have, like, some imitation chrome or something to go in there to make it look all more gooder. And I got the vents from my hood. Now you may say, I don't see the problem. Well, let me just reluctantly show you. Now, that hood, I did no adjustments on it. I didn't even line up the dirt marks on it to make it line up great. And it lined up perfect. This one, not so much. See how we kind of got, yeah, that's not exactly, yep, that's not there. And this line is just, I mean, she's tighter than tree bark, and I ain't kidding you. And then we got this. Yeah, that's it's not too bad. It's only like, barely visible if you're looking and have eyesight. And then you have that. Yep, that's a big adjustment right there, right? And oh yeah, then we got this. See how that sticks up nice and not even? Well, Kmart shoppers, I'm gonna tell you, that's because I have run out of adjustment on everything. So I'll show you what we're gonna do whilst we pull off the hood for the third time, Tater?
Yeah,
Third time, yep. She's been a good champ. She helped me lift the actual heavy hood off, which, isn't really heavy, but it's heavy for girls. And, anyway. But yep, these are brand new bolts because had to retap those. Had to drill and rethread them. Which was, not bad, but kind of didn't see that coming. Because whenever we would tighten this one back here, she was popping. Then it was popping on the other side because the threads at the top, somebody hit the delete button on them. They weren't there no more. So I've adjusted every which way I can, forward, sideways, this way, that way. I have done it all on this car, and I cannot for the life of me get it to adjust. I mean, like, close, because we're out of adjustment. That's as far forward as she's going, and that's as far forward as she's going, and this needs to come down because can you see daylight there, guys? Yeah, that's not a bent. This isn't bent. that's not bent. This come off the unwrecked parts car, so it's not bent, and it was perfectly flush with the other hood. The other hood was perfect as all that goes, but I digress. We're gonna keep on trucking, and what we're gonna do is we're going to elongate these holes here, every one of them. So for the third or fourth time, or however many times it is now, the only thing that's different now is we're going to make these longer, and we might have to widen them just a scotch to get it further this way. Wait a minute. We're going to widen them and lengthen them, both of them, all four of them. And this time we're going to take them off the car, actually, that way, so we can like make it way more gooder again and make it adjust, because apparently these hoods, this hood I believe is from the 80s/90s era, and yeah, we've run into a few issues. Another thing, which it isn't really a huge deal, but it's something to mess with. You see all that nice stuff right there? Yep, old Dad's had to re-glue the hood because it started lifting. The underside started lifting from the top side. And so that was another real good spot that I, like missed, I guess. I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was so stoked to get this hood for cheap. But you know what? Whenever you get cheaper stuff, sometimes you pay in labor a little more. It is what it is. So Tater's gonna help me lift this thing off one more again. We're gonna put it over on the mobile work stand way over yonder. And then we're gonna elongate these holes and hope to God that that it works this time. And I'll be using this burr bit. See that? This sucker it eats like a fat kid at a chocolate buffet. I ain't kidding you. And it looks like I have gnarled through quite a bit, so that's good. Probably won't work as good now, but we're gonna try this first, and then we're just gonna cry if it doesn't, okay? Does that sound good? But we're gonna do the exact same thing on both sides. We're gonna have to make them longer and wider to adjust for all the whatever's going on, So with that being said, might as well get cracking. I'll show you what we got, and if this hood's coming off a 4th, 5th, 12th, however many times. I'm sure I'm saving time now, especially since I don't have to fix that little small area down there that would have taken 20 minutes. But that's another show. Bart will do to shimmy that one later. But anyway, I'm gonna pull this hood off with old Tater, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, wish us luck. All right, guys and gals and everybody watching, so I worked all night last night on a couple different things. One, hey, something shiny happened, so I started switching out the wheels and all this good stuff for the bipolar. I mean, these are the old tires. I want you to see these new ones. These new ones are Toyo Extremes or something. Extensa. Those are a good looking tire. I mean, nice looking aggressive tread, and like, look, if you don't know, is their directional tread. Right side, left side, so on, so forth. Pretty daggone snazzy. So I started doing that because I got frustrated with this hood. That, and it was like probably 11 by the time I stopped cutting on these hood hinges. Oh yeah, we're under tornado warning. I'm gonna stay in here so it don't come get me, because I read somewhere a pole barn is the safest place to be. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to get a light. Guys, I'm telling you, I've talked to a lot of guys that have fitted these hoods before, and I'm telling you, they told me the exact same thing I just found out. These things fit like crap. Where's my light? Why don't I ever put stuff back? Gosh. Okay, cell phone light. We'll just do that trick. I really have no idea what I did with it. Ain't that annoying? Alright, where's my light here? Alright, so in order to show you how much I cut, I can only show you just so much. But y'all see that? Yep, we cut quite a bit because we had to cut up and everywhere. I mean, we had to elongate and make them wider. Same with these down here. We had to make them, longer because they didn't slide far enough. Because these hoods, I don't want to say that, they're made cheap, but they are. It just is what it is. This was probably not the top of the line Daytona hood, I'm guessing. I'm glad I'm in here. That stuff sounds vicious. So I end up having to retap all these, I think I told you, except for one. And that turned out really good. I like that, where I patched that. Brand new hinges. You know, got brand new right there. And but remember before how we just, I'm gonna have to show you guys, probably a real good body man could figure this out. I am not a real good body man, so I'm gonna call her good. This is an extremely tight gap. I mean extremely tight. I had to use washers in between and everything to get that gap. This one is a decent gap. And it gets wider up here, but I mean, I don't know, dude. I finally got these to align. That one I'm gonna have to work on just a little bit more. This one's just about perfect to align with the fender. But I'm telling you guys, this was a doozy just to get like this. This back corner over here was so high up before, but now we got her flush. Thank God. Because I really didn't know what to do on that. So that's where I made the holes like wider, and I fit it up and tighten it down like that. So, and word to the wise, I don't know if I told you guys this, don't latch your hood if your car's all taped up like a mummy, because you will redo the old tapage and the paper. I did not do that, thank God. I don't know how, but I didn't. So I think I'm actually going to take this thing off real quick so I don't do it in the process of sanding the rest of this hood. I do have one little place to fix, and surprise, surprise, it was right here where all the crackage was. There's a little teeny tiny crack right there. So we got that to fix, and that's pretty much it. So I'm pretty happy with the hood. As far as that, I'm really kind of disappointed in the way they fit. I had no idea. I'm sure you other guys have probably come across that. This hood fit absolutely perfect. I don't know if I said that a time or 12. This one fit perfect with like no adjustments. Very, very little adjustments. So, yeah. Now, back to my something shiny. Have you guys ever had a leak in your tire and then put, you know, stop leak in it or slime? Yep. I don't know how old slime is, but I'm going to guess this is the very first stages of it because I've had this car for a while. And yeah. Anyway, have you been wondering, like, you know, you don't see anything in your tire, this, that, and the other, and you're wondering how or why it's leaking around your rim? Aluminum wheels like to oxidate. Now, there is no pouring Coke around it or any of that kind of stuff that's going to be a magical cure. Is your cure. See all that nastiness? You got to remove it. And you got to remove all that nastiness. The good thing is I need to remove all that other nastiness too, because it'll throw the balance off of these brand new tires I'm getting ready to put in. Or I'll just make more weights to balance them, you know, that good stuff. But tonight we're mounting the new tires there, the old tires on those. We're setting wheels in motion to get some stuff done. Also, I ordered a muffler for the mullet machine, and it's perfect for the mullet machine, I'm telling you. That episode will come very, 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 very soon. Maybe before we paint it, I'm not sure. It's definitely going to do it before I put it down. That way so I can get underneath and, you know, put the exhaust on it. You know, make it more gooder, easier. So we're going to do that. Anyway, I got a lot of work to do. We're going to finish sanding this hood tonight. You guys don't need to see that. But if you are fitting a hood, make sure you have a friend or a daughter, because that's what I got. I got a daughter, so you know, child labor is kind of free, you know. Anyway, But if you're wondering why these hoods aren't fitting the way they do, if you bought one probably off of Craigslist, it was probably a cheap one to begin with. Now your factory fiberglass type hoods probably fit absolutely gorgeous. Your ram air hoods that's factory probably fit like a glove. I'm going to guess you can swap one from one Trans Am to another with no problem whatsoever. I say that confidently because they are actually made there at the factory. They fit them, you know, they're pretty good. These are made off of mold. These are made off of mold, and they're set to a specification that's like, you know what, you know, some assembly required, you know what I mean? Man, I'm glad I'm in here. That wind sounds so gnarly. Whew. Glad I'm in the safest place there is. But anyway, that's enough for tonight. And at least for this episode, I still got a bunch more to do. So we can go ahead. We're going to sand the last little places here. You know, the other places I touched up on the door, the fender. We're going to do all that tonight, hopefully. And then after we sand the rest of this hood, get it ready for paint. And we're going to be painting this silver first, but that's another episode. And I'll explain why and all that good jazz, okay? But as far as all that, hopefully you guys can hear me. This wind is really just sounding awesome. So anyway, if you're wondering about these hoods, guys, that's the only way I know to adjust them, and adjust them what I would call correctly. If you're twisting these things in and the bolt pops and stops tightening, you're going to rethread that hole if you want it fixed correctly. Trust me. 3 out of 4 of these was stripped. One had a bolt broke off in it, or a cut off in it, and you saw how I repaired that. So just be prepared. Like I said, whenever you buy a discount part, you're going to get higher labor. That's just the way it is, 99.999% of the time. So that'll wrap it up on the fiberglass hood installation. We're going to call that good for now, and until we can talk to somebody that might know just a little bit more than me. And I will tell you this, the reason why I didn't adjust the fender on this is because this is already good. I don't want this sticking out further than this. This ain't gonna look good if this part is sticking out further than the door, okay? So that's why I didn't move this out to give my gap. That's why I didn't do that. I don't know if I explained that or not. I don't think that I did. I also don't want my nose cone separate from my fender. I want all this pretty flush, or as flush as I can get it, you know what I mean? So that's the whole reason why those two parts wasn't adjusted. I'd rather just adjust on the hood and the hinges. So there was a method to the madness. Just so you guys know, I really was trying to do it the correct way and ran out of adjustment. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. And if you don't mind, if you just real quick, just, you know, hit the old like and subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Thanks to all of you that watch. Thanks to all of you that share. I appreciate the heck out of it. It's getting real close. We're gonna have this baby in paint. Like I said, it's going to be painted in March. It's happening. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. All right. We see you guys next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. Y'all have a great weekend.